here in the wonderful, wonderful racetrack of Hirochi, Raceway. The local town is Maine, of course in America, and today I'm going to do some laps around here. There's not much time before the race starts, so we'll do a little rundown of things. New for this race, well, returning more accurately, is a recovery truck, which will follow the drivers around for turn 1. After it has followed the drivers around turn 1 of lap 1, but any crashes, it will go back into the pits and wait. I can't give you a grid order because I don't have one yet, but rest assured that when I get it, here we go, we have a grid now. So here is your grid. In P1 we have Alfie, in P2 we have Levy, P4 we have Hayden, and P4 we have Mechanic. In the pit lane we have a Posey, and then Velocity, and then Gabby, and then Ludmill, and then M, and then Oosterreich. This is the 8th race of season 2. And I think I need to tell you. So, as we watch the medical car doing whatever Cyborello wants, we will move on to in P1. We're ready for the race. And I have forgot to do something very important. I forgot to go to my streaming UI. There we go. As we wait for everyone to get ready, we will, yeah, just wait. Of course, earlier we did do qualifying. If you missed that out, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. Go to the live tab, and I did a bit of an oopsie. I accidentally streamed it on the BCC stream instead of the qualifying stream. But if you're watching this after the race is over, just go onto the F3 stream. You'll find it there. I will have renamed it after this stream. So while we wait for everyone to get ready, and we wait for Team Min to move up into his grid position, and we'll get going. Fotoka is going to have another second penalty. What happened to Worksman? Alright, so we have Alfie, we have Levy, we have Hayden, and now we need Mechanic. So let's just have a look at the characters. Can't find Mechanic. Are they not in the server? Oh no, they haven't spawned in yet. While we wait for Mechanic to spawn in, we will just get ready. We're gonna have 5 red lights, and then they're gonna go. Once they go, the action starts. Of course, we have a title battle going on right now between Posey and Alfie. Alfie needs to win this race to be with a chance of winning the championship. If Posey wins this race, I think he would have won the championship. Still got a lot of races to go. Oh no, we've only got 3 races after this. I don't think he can win this championship. There's Mechanic up on the grid. Drivers all getting ready, revving their engines, as you can hear. And the pit lane drivers have been told to go when they get given the blue flag. Apologies for my language. Auto, you can't say it. And you guys know what would help you guys hear me? If I had my microphone on my head. It would help a lot. So here's the microphone now. Apologies, let me run through everything real quick. Round lap 1, we're going to have returning to this championship, a recovery track following them around lap 1, which looks like it's going to be just blood rift in the safety car. We've got a few drivers in the pit lane. So the grid order on the grid: Alfie, Levy, Hayden, Mechanic, and in the pit lane, Opposey, Velocity, Gabby, Bloodbull, M, and Österreich. Apologies for my pronunciation. Yeah. I don't think Alfie is in with a chance of winning this championship, but he needs to win for him to even be with a chance. If Opposey wins, he wins this championship. We've got 3 races after this. This is going to be challenging. It's going to be fun. Expect like 3 safety cars. 5 red lights are coming on. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. 4 of the lights are now on. 5 red lights. Green. And away they go. A slow start from the drivers on the grid. Here's Alfie. Blue flag, and now the pit lane drivers can go. Let's have a look at Levy. All the grid drivers have... It looks like there's been an issue in the pit lane. Let's have a look. Doesn't seem to be much, but they are unhappy. Very close. Let's have a look at Hayden fighting. Oh, there's been a collision. And Hayden's in the wall. Hayden's out. He's lost a wheel. Hayden is out on lap 1 of the Hirochi Grand Prix, or the Maine Grand Prix. I'm going to say Hirochi Grand Prix. That rear suspension's absolutely buggered. I just missed that. They had a collision coming out of turn 5 and through turn 6. He's lost his wheel. That's very unfortunate. He's in the barrier. And the safety car has been called. There is the safety car. That's lap 1. Oh no. I can't find this other driver. Lubmill at the top. Oh, there's a 3rd driver. Who's that? Who's in the green 14? M is upside down. It looks like Lubmill will make it back, but Mr. M, he's upside down. That is very unfortunate. We won't be able to see what happened to him. Jeez, that is a horrific crash on lap 1 as the drivers now bunch up And we see P1 is Alfie, P2 is Mechanic, and P3 is Opposy. Opposy doing very well getting out of the pit lanes. It's going to have to work a bit harder to win this championship now that Alfie is in this race. Very slow. Moving, just chucking that front wing out of the way. As one does. And there's the wheel from, I'm guessing M. Oh, Velocity. Spinning up his rear tyres. Exactly what you want to be doing. Gabby's got some visual damage. Gabby? No, Mechanic has some visual damage. So let's just ride on board with Cybor and have a look backwards. There we go. A lot of camera angles in this car, apparently. You can see Mechanic almost going into the wall. Yes. This is going to take a long time to recover. And these drivers, they're going to save their fuel a lot during this. So, not much is going to be happening for the next few laps. There's Levy. What's happened with Levy? Why is Levy stationary here? It seems like Levy has had an issue. Oh, there's someone's changed their car. Oh, yes, I think Levy is out of this Grand Prix. Why is everyone changing bits on their car? Yes, he's got some damage. I don't know what's happened to Levy, but it's not good. Let's have a look at the safety car pack. It's Alfie, Mechanic, then Opposy, then Gabby, and then Oostenrijk. As we see, the corner has cleared up. There's a lot of debris on the outside of turn 6, which isn't really useful. Leadmill still on the inside of the exit of turn 6. So they're clearing it up quickly. And I expect the race to be underway not next lap, but I expect the safety car to return to the pit lane next lap. We'll just have to wait and see. Now this brings in a very important detail. Now there's a minimum of 1 stop, but that 1 stop can't be done under the safety car. You have to do a pit stop outside of the safety car. You can also do one inside of the safety car, but you have to make 1 pit stop outside of the safety car. We will just have to wait and see what happens. Riding aboard with the Mechanic. Now we are going to have some visual damage from him until he pits. We will just have to wait. Let's have a look behind. Looks like the Mechanic has maybe got an issue with his engine. I can't tell if that's from the wheel or from the engine. We will find out on the safety car restart, which I expect to be at some point this lap. And there's some debris there out of turn 3. Luckily it's just off of the track-ish, so it should be fine. The safety car sped up, so I'm thinking they're about to go driving. Velocity's gonna get some penalties for talking. That is how this series works. And let's have a look on board. See how the clear-up operation is. It looks all clear, so the safety car should be in at some point this lap. As we ride on, we look at a Posey. 3 wide. That's not what you want to be doing under a safety car. But maybe we just got a bit too eager. Safety car in this lap. So Cyborg will turn off his lights soon, and Alfie will control the pack. As we wait, it looks like a Posey's got some damage, but that might just be on my side. As we ride on board, over the bridge, waiting for the safety car to restart. Now they can't go driving when the green flag falls, or raises, flies. They have to wait for Alfie to go, but they can't pass Alfie until the start-finish line. So, green flag should fall at any point. I reckon in about 3. There we go. And now we wait for Alfie. Alfie goes. No overtaking until the safety car, the start-finish line. Posey very sideways out of that final corner. And it's all clean. And I do think that is an engine issue for Mech, since it seems to have only sped up since we've got off. Well, I'm not sure if Posey can also see this smoke, but Alfie has just flown away. Look at how far Alfie is. Posey can't go up the inside. Gabby's lost a wing. Gabby very squirrely on the exit, almost sideways. Debris is still out there. Not going to be cleaned up. It's very 1 by 1 by 1 still as we watch this battle for P2. Gabby, can they go faster than a Posey? Can they catch up to a Posey and overtake a Posey? Well, a Posey is trying to do the same to Mechanic. Very wide, almost contact up the inside. We can't see. Doesn't go for it down there. I would have, but then again, everyone's different. Through the S's. A Posey playing it safe for now, as Sir Lewis Hamilton once said, this is a marathon, not a sprint, right before he binned it in turn 1. Similar circumstances, well no, different circumstances rather, but still wise words. Doesn't matter who you follow, and they've collided. A Posey's over the gravel, makes it through the gravel and can rejoin. Gabby though crashes over the side of a Posey. That's going to have to be looked at. Gabby, unknown what damage he has right now. He's definitely going to have lost a rear front wing. Doesn't seem to have any suspension damage, which is very lucky. That's just crippled a Posey's chances of winning this race. Just as a Posey was about to go for an overtake on Mechanic, I feel. He collides. Let's have a look at the back of the pack. Velocity in the pits. As we see Mechanic and Gabby passing. They have lapped Velocity. Velocity is definitely gonna have to work harder to get back onto the leading lap, because he'll have to pass Alfie as well, who is God knows how far down the road. And Velocity's just hit the wall on my screen. Velocity has just exploded into pieces. Very weird, but let's just have a look at Levy. Levy is having a very lonely race, but I'm sure he's managing his race fine. He's behind Alfie, so he's in P2. Hayden, of course, retired on lap 1 as someone changes their car. Let's have a look at Mechanic and Gabby. Very close battle here. These two drivers are really equal right now. Gabby is going to need to pit at some point. They're just trying to see how far they can go right now. Maybe they had desync and didn't crash into a Posey, but on my screen they definitely went into a Posey, rode up the side, almost eliminated a Posey from the race. Of course, if you get stuck in the gravel, you can't escape. Luckily, he made it through the gravel, as you guys well saw. But Gabby, seemingly unaffected, mentally or physically, by that coming together. He's fighting down Mechanic, who seems to be having an issue. Maybe he got a bad exit. I think he got a bad exit. Definitely got a worse exit than Gabby, that's for sure. Through the uphill of 6 and 7, what can be done? So we ride on board with Mechanic. You see Velocity behind them. He's a lap down, don't forget that. Gabby, he's just waiting his time out, trying to find where he's faster, which is most of the track right now. I think Mechanic's got damage. Massive lock up there. And I think that someone's just gone in the barrier. Has someone just gone in the barrier in the back? I couldn't tell. But let's just have a look as Gabby almost goes into the back of Mechanic. Gabby and Mechanic catching on Levy. Has Velocity in the background, just losing time, fighting for his own positions. And Gabby's gone wide. What's happened with Gabby? Where's Gabby? Oh, Gabby. Gabby has lost so much time. He has been unlapped by Velocity. That's not what you want to do. He broke too late trying to overtake Mech, and he just went up across turn 3. Didn't lose any time. Well, no, he lost a lot of time. He's not going to lose any penalty points. But that's definitely not what you want to do to get into the pro class. Only lap 10 of, I think, 31 laps. As Mechanic, there we see, had definitely got an issue. Something's happened with Mechanic. What's happened with Mechanic? Ah, they've hit the wall, and their front right tyre is now all skew if they're having to steer with their left tyre, which for us is also broken. But on his screen, I can assure you it isn't. Let's have a look if Gabby is in the pits or not. I couldn't quite tell. Gabby is in the pits as Levy leaves the pits. And I need a thing of water, but it's all over there, so I won't go get it. Gabby, obviously waiting for 10 seconds. He has damage. Definitely that meant, whether that was from a Posey or something else, we won't know. But speaking of a Posey is right in front of Gabby. Talk of the beast. Lap 11, and a Posey is now in P3, I believe. And someone's damage froze the leader's game, and Hayden has just been shouted at for talking in chat, which you're not meant to do, because the chat is only for stewards to call safety cars and whatnot. Gabby's not gaining on a Posey, because a Posey does have less fuel probably, which is going to save him. Velocity, what happened with Velocity? Is this just desync? Or are they genuinely dead there? I think this is desync because I can see the wheel moving and the engine is going. I think we've got desync. I'm not sure though. But no one else seems to be making a situation of this, so let's just have a look at Alfie. News just in. Massive news just in. Mechanic has been disqualified for resetting on track. It's massive. He's going to have to come into the pits then and sort that out. That is a safety car. Velocity did indeed crash there. That's massive. That is massive. Alfie's massive lead has just been destroyed. Alfie was flying in this race. We didn't have to talk about him because he was just so far in front. No one was around him. He was so lonely in this race. And now his gap has just shrunk to nothing on lap 12. As he passes Velocity, Alfie in the pits, taking his one pit stop. Now, I did mention that pit stop safety car thing. I don't remember if it was the first safety car or just any safety car. Someone's changed a setting, or left, probably left. But Alfie's just had a free pit stop. Look at that. Pit stop for fuel, of course. The tyres don't wear this race. But, wow. And now we just wait for the drivers to catch up. Let's have a look at Levy, rounding the final corner. Let's have a look at Gabby, over the bridge with a Posey still. This is going to be one entertaining restart. Let's just ride on board with Gabby as we see him and Posey going full speed to catch up to the safety car, because that's what you're meant to do. No dilly-dallying in this, whatever. And we see a Posey very sideways, very squatted to the ground. Velocity is being asked to node grab onto the safety car, and almost Velocity or Gabby almost rear ends a Posey again. Very close. He's not going to want to do that too much. And they have caught up to the safety car pack. Levy was a lap down. And well, now I can give you the safety car, not the safety car, the race order. The order of the race so far. In first is Alfie, in second is a Posey, in third is Gabby, and in fourth is Fortoka. Now Fortoka has spoken in the chat a lot then. No, he has spoken in the chat a lot. And for every message that you type, I don't know if this was a joke or not, but you get a second added onto your time. So he's going to be very far back. I doubt that he's going to win the race, but weirder things have happened. I feel someone is behind them. Not quite sure who. But let's just have a look at a Posey. As Levy, the other side of the track, tries to catch up. I believe the safety car will be in this lap, because this is just speculation until we get the word from race control about corner 8 or turn 8, whatever you want to call it. These drivers, they're not huffling. They're not moving too fast because of the safety car, and the safety car is taking its time to go around the track, you know, neutralizing the race. That's what it's for, and that's what it's doing, and that's what it has done. this race so far and previous races. Now, what's going to be interesting to see is if Gabby can get a better lap, then a better start than opposing. You see, it's really hard for the second place to get a jump on the first place on her safety car restart, but it's easier for P3 to get a jump on P. Wow, Levy's caught up and has unlapped again. I expect to see him in a few laps. Now, as I was saying, it's easier for P3 to get a jump on P2 on a safety car restart than P2 to get a jump on P1, just because of reaction times and when P1 goes. So, we will see. Riding on board now with Gabby as we wait for the green flag and for Alfie to go. We'll see who gets the better start. Green flag. Who's gonna get... He goes now. And here is a Posey skidding it around the final corner. Onto the grid then. Very squirrely out of the final turn. Into turn 1. Very even Stevens. P1 to 2, then 2 to 3. Very even into turn 2. And turn 3, very nice and clean from all of the podium drivers. Let's just have a look at Mech behind us. Mech is in the pits. No, Velocity's in the pits. Fortoka's been left in the dust. He is so far behind. He must have had a spin or something, because there's no way that just by cleanly driving he's this far behind them. Let's have a look. Levy coming around to equal lap 15. But let's catch up to that front race. Posey and Gabby both fighting. Of course, Alfie's just shot off in front, being spectated by his buddy Hayden, who, as we remember, left the race on lap 1. Due to no fault of his own, maybe. And Posey is gaining a gap on Gabby through turn 1, going a bit sideways. Very squirrely out of turn 3. That's going to help Gabby catch up, as it has, into turn 5. Massive lock-up from Posey. Smoke going all over Gabby's eyes. Gabby's helmet. Gabby's screen. Out of turn 7. Gabby gaining on Posey. Of course, these drivers, good in some parts, bad in others. Something's happened, I'm guessing, with Fortoka. Let's have a look. He's in the gravel. He's crashed. Almost at the pit entry. That's unfortunate. And that's another safety car. This race is getting on for time now. It's getting up there. We've got about 10 minutes left, I think, until the race ends on just time. We'll have to see. And yeah, the race has been neutralized. Levy will be able to catch up again. Here's Posey and Gabby and Alfie behind the safety car. And we wait again as we ride on board with Posey. This is the third safety car of the race. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is season 2, episode race 8 of BeamGP. This is the F3 race, obviously. And, well, yeah, we're racing around Hirochi Raceway. Taking the long layout. Welcome. We hope you enjoy your stay. There's safety cars in this lap, so that means Fortoka has been cleared. Let's just confirm that. Technically, that was a very quick safety car, thankfully. because, well, we don't want to be under safety car for all of the race. We do want some laps of racing. Let's just have a quick look at Levy, see where Levy is. Levy is about half a lap behind. He might be able to just catch up, and for Toka is typing again. Let's have a look. Where are they? They are just crossing the bridge. And where is Levy? Levy's caught up. We're going to have the 4 remaining drivers in the race, all on the same lap. Restarting this race on lap 17. Green flag. When's Alfie gonna go? Let's ride on board with Gabby again. He goes now, like he has every other lap. And Gabby, very, very wide, very bouncy. Loses masses of time to Posey. And let's have a look at Posey and Alfie. Posey gaining on Alfie. Well, no, definitely not there. He gets very squirrely out of turn 3. He has done that a lot this race. Can he catch up to Alfie? Well, let's have a look. Massive lockup from Posey, or 2 wheels in the dirt. Very, very heavy with the throttle there. Not that I can speak. You can see the tyre marks that it's leaving behind. And just the skids that Posey's doing through that flat out corner. Sideways again. Posey almost hit that barrier. He moves the barrier with just his wake. And Alfie has just launched off. Let's have a look behind Posey as we enter lap 19. Gabby about 130 feet behind him into turn 1. Something seems wrong with his car on my screen because he seems to have no clutch at all. As we look back to Levy, Levy has lost a lot of time to Gabby. Something must have happened with Levy's car, but we won't know. And Gabby, very planted, very firm. He looks comfortable in his car. And he's just hanging it out. He knows that if he goes for an attack on Posey, that it might not end out well. Of course, he had that coming together earlier with Posey, where he desynced over Posey and pushed Posey over the gravel. Luckily, Posey was able to escape and survive. Posey still in P2 as we enter lap 20, and I think that means that there is only 11 laps left of this race as we watch Gabby and Posey battling it for second place. Alfie with the resounding win in this race. There's not a glint in my eye that thinks that Alfie won't win this race. All that Alfie has to do is just survive. Not put too much power down. He can just Sunday cruise this race and he will win. He's just got such a massive gap. But he's not going to do that. He's going to push as hard as he can to build that gap as big as he can. Because in this world of BeamGP, anything can happen. Anything has happened. Heck, even in Japan, Alfie had an issue which caused him to DNF, and he doesn't want that to happen again. So, let's just keep our eyes on everyone as we enter lap 21. Gabby falling a bit behind Posey, lap by lap, little by little. Posey is building that gap. These two drivers planting their cars exactly where they want them through these corners. What can Posey do? Braking at the 100 mark through the corner, and rounding turn 6, rounding turn 7 at the top of the hill. Now you've got to be careful at the bottom because it's very easy to lose the rear end there. Through turn 8. Can he go flat out? Yes, he can. Through he goes. Down the massive straight, over the bridge. Gabby's lost a lot of time. Just listen to these cars roar as they go past the camera. Oh, he's hit. Did he hit the barrier? I'm not sure. I think he's hit the barrier. Maybe not on his screen. Lap 22 now. But maybe Hirochi is losing his focus a little bit. Let's keep an eye on him, because this might be a massive moment in the making. Let's just have a little look at Levy going round the final turn. Through he goes, across the line onto lap 22. Let's have a look at Alfie. We don't look at him much this race, but it's not something that we should just forget about. No. Look at that car planted through those corners. As we see Alfie just planting his car exactly where he wants it. Through the final corner. Let's have a look at Levy. Levy is still driving. He's putting the car exactly where he wants. Lap 23. And Hirochi is still ahead of Gabby. He didn't crash into the barrier this time. Gabby with a little bit of oversteer on that exit of that final turn. Is he losing focus? Is he not putting us... And Hirochi's gone wide. Hirochi's gone wide. He's going to have to give that position back or something. He's lost a lot of time to Gabby, and Gabby... I was saying that Hirochi might be losing focus, and he goes off. Gabby, very close on the tail now. Slipstream's going to be very active, but that also means that dirty air is going to play a massive role on Gabby's driving. Through these corners, you don't want dirty air, but certainly not through these next two corners. There we go. But then there's massive straight. You're going to want the slipstream from the car in front. Gabby gaining time as we enter the gravel section. They're neck and neck as we almost enter lap 24 through the complicated S. Hirochi in the pits, and followed by Gabby. Maybe this is for fuel. I don't know. Let's have a look who's going to come out in front. Hirochi or Gabby? Or is Levy going to overtake them? Hirochi comes out in front. And Gabby could have gone a lot earlier on the throttle, taken the pit limiter off a lot earlier, gained more time on Hirochi, who also could have taken his pit limiter off earlier. Now the rule for this weekend was the step on the right. If you're next to it, you have to have your pit limiter on, but if you're not, you don't. Unless it's a virtual safety car, of course. And these drivers went a little bit longer, probably just making sure that they didn't go too fast too early. And Hirochi's just gained a lot of time from that while I was speaking. And Gabby is far behind again. Alfie through turns 4, very planted. You can see the car shifting as he turns, the weight moving from side to side as he goes through these corners, these two right-handers, and then this massive left-hander. It's not the longest left-hander, but it still feels like it goes on for an age in these cars, especially for these drivers. Alfie way out in front. Let's have a look at Hirochi and Gabby. That gap only getting bigger as we see Hirochi. He's now relaxing again, but he's going to need to keep reminding himself to not lose focus, to not push too hard. Because he knows that if he does, Gabby's right there and Gabby's going to eat him up. And he doesn't want that. He wants this World Championship. He wants this win. Whether he can get this win or not is something different, but he really wants to win. At least the championship. Gabby also wants to win. Oh, very close to the barrier there was a Posey, almost hitting it with that oversteer. He saved it and he managed to get it out the barrier. His heart rate's going to be up. He's needing to calm himself down. He's losing focus. Can he calm himself down in the final few laps? I think we're on lap 26. Lap 26. Oh, that's 2 more than I thought we were. Final 5 laps of the race. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's have a quick look at Levy, who's gaining on Gabby. Of course, with that pit stop, they have lost time to Levy, who hasn't made another pit stop. I don't exactly know if Levy's made a pit stop this race or not, but they are not that far away from being lapped from Alfie. Alfie is just here, 6 corners behind them. That's not very many corners. That's over half the lap in front. He might just overtake them. Alfie has a massive safety buffer. He's got a lot of time to relax. As we see a Posey and Gabby rounding the final corner of the lap, crossing the line to make it onto lap 27. Well, can a Posey do? Keeping his cool, not going as hard as he can through these corners because he doesn't want to put too much throttle down. I would understand that. Through turn 5, very close to the edge. Through turn 6, a little bit of oversteer. Through turn 7, looking planted. Maybe a little bit of heavy throttle. I'm not to say. But Alfie is still gaining. As you saw Alfie just in the background there. There's Levy. I've got to guess there's only like 6 corners between them. There is not much at all. As we see a Posey rounding the final corner once again. What's Gabby got in the bag? Can Gabby overtake? Or is Gabby too scared to go for the overtake? We'll find out. Where's my mask on there? And here is where Alfie is. Yeah, about half the laps. There's the safety car, medical car. Here's Levy. Or Levi. No, this is Levy. Rounding turn 6. There's a Posey. Let's have a look at the rear camera. I think Alfie is just relaxing now. Because, well, that lap counter either came late or a Posey was a lot further around the track when the lap was called. Rounding the final corner. Here is Gabby. Very far away, 300 feet behind. I think this is a safe spot to call that this is the race. I think this is how the race is going to end. Alfie, I think, is going to win. Then a Posey, and then Gabby, and then Levy. But this could all change. We've still got laps left. Anything can happen. A Posey could just bin it into a wall. Gabby could just bin it into a wall. Alfie could just bin it into a wall. And of course, Levy could just bin it into a wall. Slow through turn 8. Doesn't want to crash He wants these points. These points mean so much to him. As we enter lap, what's that, 30? Lap 30. 2 more laps. What's going to happen at the end of this race? We'll find out. Entering lap 30 goes Opposy. Goes Gabby. And Levy is rounding the final corner. No, he's not. He's entering the S section, the tricky S's. And now he's rounding the final corner to enter lap 30. Through he goes. This is where Alfie is. He's also rounding the final corner. He can almost see where Levy is. Or very nearly see where Levy is. This is the final lap. And I think it's going to be Alfie who's going to win it. Here's Opposy. Gap to Gabby. Gabby must have decided that they wanted the points and not the position. They wanted the security in the P3 and not the risk of crashing out. Entering the final lap now. Let's have a look at Levy entering the gravel section. Getting so close to the barrier with the rear wheel, almost touching it. That would have been catastrophic. Rounding the final corner. Going over the grid. Who's gonna... Is anyone gonna run out of fuel? Here's Alfie coming to win the Hirochi Grand Prix, and he does in spectacular fashion. A massive gap to Opposy, who is just going over the bridge right now and into the gravel section. Harsh braking point there. It's caught a lot of people out in practice. Almost clips the barrier one final time. Through the final corner now. Let's ride on board with him as he crosses the line. Over the grid. Gabby nowhere in sight. There we go as we cross the line. And here's Gabby crossing the line in third. And that's your podium positions. And here's Levy. Not too far behind, but not close enough for P3. Of course, no penalties are going to be given out, I don't think. Of course, anything can be looked at after the race and the incidents. But Levy rounds turn 1 after getting P4. So here is your top 3. Alfie, and then Opposy, and then Gabby. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next week as Alfie does donuts. Next week we'll be doing the lovely track of Bahrain. No, not Bahrain. We'll be doing the lovely Spa-Francorchamps track. Again, butchering the pronunciation, but I'm trying. So tune in next time, same time next week, for the Belgium Grand Prix. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.